Hello everyone, this is JD Calderon, the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, and today I'm here to tell you about the final installment of the Clive cycle of stories, where Oswald finds himself taking care of a lost one-eyed Cyclops angel babe named Clive. In these two issues called Clive's Tale, we see Oswald take advice from ancient gods and witches that lead him to the depths of hell to retrieve Clive's enslaved parents. Oswald will also have to confront the major lord of these lands, but will he ever be the same again? These two issues are wonderfully illustrated by Jade Gonzalez and colored by David Montoya. Along with these two issues, we are also offering a one-shot called It Came Seeking Me, where an ancient evil seeks Oswald out for his help, with illustrations by Matt Lunsford. Go check out the various rewards we are offering and pick the one that best suits you. By backing this campaign, you help support the greatest mouse adventure going today, the Oswald Chronicles. Thank you for your time, and JD out.
All right, and the reason we're showing this is because this is our cold opening now. On our first day back after the weekend, we're going to be having a bit of a contest, if it were, to see. It's a friendly contest at that. We're asking the crowdfunder of the week. You guys get to vote on it over at comicbookadvocates.com. You guys get to choose. And today, we're happy to say the Oswald Chronicles, Clive's Tales 1 through 2, won. So they are officially going to be our crowdfunding project of the day. That's right. We want to congratulate Oswald on the hard work on our Facebook group getting noticed. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that link in there. And we're going to start the show normally. And every week on Saturdays, the voting should begin. It might begin on Fridays, but more than likely on Saturdays we'll vote. And then the first show of the week, and you guys know we were off yesterday for the holiday. That's why I say the first show of the week. We will highlight that Kickstarter that won over the weekend. And they did win with a good amount of 24 votes. Congratulations to them. Some great other things. The only thing is that they are not allowed to be part of next week's festivities. They'll be allowed back in 2 weeks. So we're just not going to allow the same project to win week after week. So we're going to give someone else a chance next week. There will be a new winner next week. So stay tuned, see who wins next week. But for now, we're going to get back into the show, and we're going to start up our show like we normally would with our intro. From the Comics Newsroom, it's time to get you wired in and get your daily dose of the comics news, hosted by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, uncanny advocating creator who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish monsters and more. Join him and his co-hosts as they give you the news coming off the Comics News Wire. Brought to you in association. Subscribe to IndieVolt.com to recharge your fandom and to get an education. Be sure to check out all of the Indie Vote programming on the Nines with hosts like Randy Zimmerman, The Kid, Varian Grant, The Indie Princess, with more hosts and shows to come.
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
ComicBookAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like ComicBookAdvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics. And we're going to start off by touching on some indie news.
Let me, Indie.
All right. I love that song. Sharing this out. If you have any news to share, you're welcome to share it. And I've just sent out some links so people can get out and enjoy the show. We'll open the elevator in a few minutes. Just a little bit of housekeeping to do. Good morning. Gary, how you doing? I hope it was a good weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed your Labor Day. Took some time to relax. All right. So, by the way, just a quick programming note, if you would. If you notice the new cool graphics we have behind us, and I will bring it up. We are now going to be going by a little bit of a simpler name for a lot of these shows. So, what you'll notice us going by is CNW. So that'll be the COMiX News Wire. So it's just an easier way to quickly say what we're covering. We hope it catches on so we can share it out a little easier with people. So when they ask what we're talking about the COMiX News Wire, which I am currently looking for co-hosts for. So look, and I'll get on screen for this one as the main proprietor of the screen. We're looking for people to co-host the news show. I'll be honest, eventually I would like to give up Mondays and Fridays because I expect to go back on the road in 2021. So it gives me about 6 months to groom someone because I figure around March-ish we should be back because March, fingers crossed, MegaCon will be the first show of 2021 here. So we're looking for people to do what I do, host the show. Now, look, I'm not going to give you a reason why you should do it because that's just silly. If you don't know why you want to do this, then you're the wrong person. But if you want to be part of something like this, want to be out there helping other creators, out there sharing the news about comics, out there talking to creators, doing interviews, meeting new people, then the door is open. You just come reach out to us. Remember that our newsroom always has that email thing in it. It's called our email room, our mailroom, sorry. Mailroom. So if you want to be part of this in any way, become a host on these shows, please become a host. Drop us a line. Everyone is welcome as long as you follow the pair standard. Now we're going to play the video because you have to understand what a pair is in case you don't.
Be a pair. Be professional. Be ethical. Be authentic. Be respectful. Remember, in this industry for comics, be a pair. Art provided by Chris Mad. Look up Chris Mad Art on Facebook today.
And that's definitely what we want you to do. And we want you to be part of this because you believe what Keanu Reeves believes.
Comics are awesome.
Right? Isn't that the truth? So before we get into all the news from the mainstream, which is brought to us by IndieE, like I promised, we're going to head over and we're going to do our indie news. Now always been part of, but now officially part of the CNW. So let's see what's going on. We're going to hit two different places to check out what's stirring around today. First place we're going to start off here is the Throne of Blood. And this is Sword of Justice number 2. It looks like it just launched about 23 hours ago, maybe. So it's only been on Kickstarter for a day. This is, let's see, we'll take a quick look because it was on our show. Here we go. Already a third of the way to the goal, 55 backers. No video to play, so this will be something that we'll feature, but won't have any comment to make. This is Sword of Justice. We'll give you a quick look at it because they did some stuff. And it looks like they're taking part of their adventure into space. And, of course, this is set in a time where there is space travel, but also there is, I guess, lower tech, you would say, simpler, I guess, simpler governments and simpler planets that they're going by. I haven't read the book. You can clearly notice that, but I do appreciate that. That's a pretty good cover. I actually dig that cover. So this is now on Kickstarter. You're going to be able to find it in the Comics newsroom very shortly, but for now, we'll put it in our chat room for you guys just so you have it, and it'll be there. So I'm going to put that here. This is Sword of Justice number 2. And here we go in the comments section. And like I said, I will be opening the door up to anyone who wants to come in. It's just that we have a lot of stuff to get through right now. So I want to get through it, and then I'll put the link in at around 11:35. So if you have any news that you want us to cover, come on in at 11:35. So here we go. Sword of Justice. That's definitely going to be something you want to check out. Here we go. A lot of Sword of Justice in our network today. Let's see. Who will win the battle for the soul of the city? Volume 1 of 5 is here. When the formula sweeps the streets of Bayview, people begin developing dangerous superpowers. The Jones brothers must rise up as Thunderstorm and Brigader, with one rogue detective against a new generation of crime. From the team that brought you Netflix Powers, leaders of the free world, Nightmare Detective, the formula is available everywhere now. Get your signed copy and more exclusive content today. Aaron, if you're watching this, there's no link. So where are we supposed to get it? I don't know if you have a particular place you wanted us to get it. Sebastian Bonnet gives us Here Comes a New Creator. This is Custom Cakes by Christy. So check that out. And of course, here was our review. Let's see if we can close this. See, there's one thing I don't like about it. We can't close it, but we'll close it now. Closed as of taping. There we go. There we go. Some more. Silvio Spati is definitely excited about this book. Check out some of this art. So we'll give it a look real quick. I mean, it's definitely got beautiful art. Check that out. Amazing, beautiful kind of art. All right, Silvio, you're making me feel like this group's all about you. Here's something from Beast Commandos. Few weeks to finish the Beast Commandos crowdfunding. Don't miss it out and sponsor the most brutal crowdfunding. And we'll be checking that out really soon on our show. Catch That Craze podcast, indie creator interviews. Ever wanted to hear from our favorite? Okay, let's see. I am Sam, aka The Craze Man, founder, host of Catch the Craze podcast, and indie creator to launch a new series on Kickstarter on the 9/22nd. I was referred by Daphne Lage, and I'm looking forward to learning and participating in this group. And I saw Aaron just posted something. Maybe Aaron actually updated. Maybe he was watching and he's updating us. Let's see. No, it does not seem to be. No, nothing yet. We'll see though. I'm sure we'll get something. So what else we got for you guys? I got some more Silvio Spati. I mean, this guy's excited about what he's doing. Oh, Liberty. So there's a great video by Varian, who of course runs Liberty. Stepped out.
But I've been.
And look at that, man, just getting to business. One thing I wanted to talk about that is super awesome. Let me see. He was doing some questions. The pledge. Now, the pledge is this awesome thing. What is the pledge and how does it work? Varian Grant is willing to make a pledge to the stores that are getting the books. And, I forgot to actually check to make sure that my mic is on. We had a problem over the weekend, or I should say yesterday, that my mic wasn't on. So bear with me while I just go to make sure that, as a matter of fact, we'll take a quick bump here. Just want to make sure that everything is running right because we did have an issue. And what I'll do is I will play you our disclaimer because we haven't done that yet today. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. You might hear me in the background. I'm just double checking my mic to make sure I can be heard. So we are very happy that Terraform Comics is teaming up with, by the way, Liberty, or LEDG. That's going to be the stock market name when it finally goes to the stock market. So pretty impressive stuff. Love the fact that Varian has taken it so seriously. He's put a lot of energy into it. He's making great graphics. He's making sure that people are aware. He's taking the time to talk to people about it. And you can tell that there's passion going into this. Unlike some other people who want to go around and just make money, Varian doesn't just want to make money. He wants to help rise up the industry itself and make sure that it's a good fit for everyone. Like, he doesn't just want to take your stuff and try. He wants to make sure everyone involved gets something out of the experience. and they feel like they're being taken care of. And I think that's super important. All right, I can definitely hear myself, so we're good. I think it's super important that that happens. I think that that's a wonderful thing when someone actually gives a crap about what is going on in the industry and how they can make the industry better. Not make money off the industry. Not saying there's anything wrong with making money, by the way. I'm not against capitalism at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's an opportunity to make things better. And we can talk about John Celestri, who's on Kickstarter right now, and we'll give him a bump in just a second. And he's trying to make comics for young readers, so we have a fan base in another 10 years, a renewable fan base. That's why we want to have kids reading comics, so they can get into them, become part of the revolution of storytelling that happens within the pages of comics, and we keep them going further. And we have some more from Matt Schofield. Here's the latest page from his comic book, and he's completed in Clip Studio Paint. I guess he's getting an ad revenue for talking about that. And here we go. This is Steamroller Man, and this is the aftermath and a callback gag that was set up on the previous page. It still kind of works. If you want to read my creator's commentary, check out his website. And here's John Celestri, which we're going to go ahead and play a video for right now. So here we go. This is John Celestri's. Oops, sorry. I'm going to have to change our room real quick just to get to the Celestri bump. And here it is. Again, super important that children have reading material. You can see over my shoulder, of course, is Cat Dad and Super Mom. Very excited about the fact that we're getting a second issue this year. I can't stress to you enough how important it is to make sure that we get children involved in the reading of comic books. And it's just a great tool for them to understand and learn about social graces and all the different things that are possible within the pages of comic books. I'm super excited about the energy that is put into comic books and the love and the passion. There is honestly nothing as powerful as watching comic books be made. So please check out John the Animator, and you guys have got to check this out. I want to give if you're a Star Wars fan and you're a fan of Boba Fett, and close your eyes for a second, we quickly transport to the bottom. Check this out. Oh, it jumped on us. Here it is. This is an original drawing by John Celestri that you'll be able to get. And yes, that is the look from the Star Wars special. So you want to go ahead and get that. Just 24 days left. Jump on it, because, man, that is a collector's item in itself. You want to do that. We're going to go ahead and drop that link within our chat room right now. Good morning, Meredith. How are you doing? Meredith is saying hi to us in our chat room. And you guys have got that link right now. Go for it. Get your copy today. Get involved. All right. So that's John the Animator. So like I said, super important. Love what Varian's doing over there at Liberty. It really matters. There's something about, I don't think people understand how much comics need the support that they do. And I was trying to, here we go. I'm trying to play with this so you guys can see how cool that is. Hopefully it's picking it up, that it's like a 3D image. I don't know if it moves. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you actually put your mouse here, you can actually see the moving backgrounds. How cool is that, right? I'm pretty excited about. Oop. Excuse me. Sorry. My phone is just blowing up. Nothing. I didn't know if it was someone who wanted to be on the show today, so I paused and looked. But here we go. Look at that. A beautiful art in the movement of it. What else we got for you guys today from the indie market? Throne of Blood. So there was a. So do you? I'm curious about this, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. But have you guys tried buying some comics from these online shows? Because they are definitely very popular these days. People are just watching the hell out of them and buying things. I keep seeing them pop up. and Halloween, New Detroit, 1985, Plastic Condoms, Candy Corn, McDonald's Certificates, and Fire, Johnny Phantasm, 1985. Art by Patrick, and here you go. This is a cool Halloween poker chip that comes with it, a sticker pack, retro trading card. You want to get yours today. So JD Calderon, yeah. Oh, he interviewed, that's pretty cool, Kyron Celia, two great creators talking. How could you go wrong? And we could use some support. We want to support you. If you are watching, Mark, please say yes to our terms of service. And CB Zane gives us, here's another mic drop. Comic Unity Online Convention launches September 12th. I believe that's this weekend. 3 creators, 3 characters, 1 book on a 30-day community event. That ought to be interesting. We'll have to stay tuned and see how that happens over 30 days. And we have something from James Cortair, January 2020. I worked on some comic books. I thought the craziest thing about the year would be the repeating 2-digit numbers, and had some fun with the sci-fi year. Little did I know it would be much more in the distant. Side Effects would not be doing comic shows for the foreseeable future. So Angel Hair 2020 is a 12-page comic book about a woman trying to lead a team while dealing with management. Too hung up on how cool the number 2020 sounds. In hindsight, a little short-sighted. I'll end up getting this printed for Prosperity, but now available digitally in Comixology. So interesting take, and definitely I'm sure some other people's plans have blown away. And this is some cool art from John Hammond, who says, because you are in the micro-dimensional envelope inside of the earth, you find a huge glowing sphere of energy composed of human souls. Of course you have to touch it. What could possibly go wrong? And I'm just assuming something did go wrong. I'm going to go out on a ledge here and say that something really bad happened. Here's John Celestri giving us some oh yeah, Professor Blocked. Well, I'll grade you even lower. Uh-oh. Some teacher fights. And we're going to be talking about the Black Panther news in just a second. And that's it. We caught up for the news. Let's see what just dropped today. Okay, so we're going to give a reload to this page. I think we're at almost the 30 mark. So at the 30 mark, we're going to take another station identification. But for now, let's see what's going on. Stu Perrins gives us my book, Megatomic Battle Rabbit, is prepped and released and ready for release later this month. And here we go. We'll give you a big look at the rabbit. It's Bugs Bunny on steroids. It's Bunny Bane. Looks cool, actually. I definitely want to check that out. Our friend Gary Henderson says my new book is a limited series about the pirate knight on universe titled The Last Pirate. I don't know. I'm saying pirate. Last Pyramid. That's that dyslexic thing in my mind. Just misplacing the idea of what a word is. I apologize. I apologize, my friend. It was nothing personal. But this looks cool. We're definitely going to see more about the universe than we've seen before, it would seem. So I'm definitely hooked, and I can't wait to be part of the conversation going forward about the Pyramid Knights and how cool they are. I must have pirates on my brain this evening. And I say this evening to everyone watching us already in the evening, like Australia. That's right, we have some fans in Australia. And to the radio listeners, make sure that you guys are checking out the YouTube channel, Indie Volt. You guys got to subscribe to see the amazing art that we do get to show on these shows. We want you to be part of this conversation. And the best way to be part of it is to actually join us live on YouTube or watch us in reruns. Jeff Brenneman gives us Cybergirl Lita issue 7, Hell Hath No Fury. We have J.S. Earls just got full rights back to my historic Pistol Fist character. So we have heavy metal artist Francesco Tom Salelli, and I've heard that, and I know I'm getting it wrong, so I apologize. Create a stunning new cover to complement the already wonderful interiors by Andrea Giuliani, who worked on Justice League, Dark, Blade Runner 2019, and we are talking to publishers now. Worst case, he'll just go ahead and self-publish it. Either way, it's been 10 years since he has had Pistol Fist in his hands, since it was last published, and it will soon be available. Congratulations on getting back your property. It's always very important that creators watch the fine print on the different contracts that they'll wind up signing, with different companies. I know it's enticing to want to join someone. And someone had asked, well, why do you need a publisher? And I'll tell you right now, there are good reasons to team up with a publisher. Anyone who tells you you don't need a publisher hasn't spoken to you, doesn't necessarily know what you're trying to aim for. Publishers, especially good publishers, and there are good publishers out there, the right publisher can actually help you in very many different ways. And I don't just say that because I'm part of Terraform. I've always said this, but it's got to be the right fit. I do agree with that. And they have to be able to do something for you. But don't discount publishers just because of crowdfunding. You definitely want to make sure that you are catching up and being part of the publisher conversation. Pay attention to what publisher's doing. And who knows, maybe you'll have a banner on your book. See, now, I'll give you this. One of the best things that a publisher can do is actually get you into shows a lot easier. And I don't think people realize that publishers are actually sought after by Comic Cons, even smaller ones, just because there's more people that can be involved. There's a bigger draw usually. So, I mean, there's so many different reasons that we could go into. So don't just discount it. And here we go. Check out the Greatest Mouse Adventures going today, the Oswald Chronicles. So, and let's just double check, make sure we don't have anything else. If we don't, we'll take a quick station identification. Let's see. And then we'll get into the main news. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop that link right now. So if you guys have any news you want to talk about, we're going to open up the elevator. That's right. It's time for our elevator. Doors are open. What's the elevator? Well, it's the elevator pitch elevator where you guys can join us on the show today and tell us what you're working on. Everyone is welcome. So come on in. The room is ready for you, and we can have some table talk, or we can talk about what's going on the spinner rack from you this week. So in the meantime, we're going to take a quick station identification, and we'll do that by showing off some awesomeness in our other room. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to show a bump for our boy, Mark Darden.
Hi, I'm Mark Darden, and thanks for finding your way to the Guano Guy Kickstarter. Boom! Pow! Epic explosions! Yeah, this is the second Guano Guy Kickstarter. The first one had these 5 comics. Ooh. But now, we're back with a new 40-page comic with 2 beautiful covers. We're up to 170 pages now. Do you like rewards? You bet you like rewards. Who doesn't like rewards? Well, we've got them, right? We've got stickers. Bam! Prance, pow! Posters, come get them. Who's the Guano Guy for? It's for everybody who liked The Tick, Darkwing Duck, the old Batman TV show. It's a lot of fun. We've got gags, insults, we make fun of criminals. And if you want to know more about it, check out the little post videos where I'm doing readings from the comics. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you'll help support. I'm Mark Darden.
And real quick, we also want to give out some love to, hold on one second, bear with me. Okay, so I get yelled at a lot for this, so we're going to actually play my actual Indiegogo video. So here we go. An all-ages tale that teaches morals with farts and shows the power of imagination that will entertain everyone in your family, including the parents reading the book. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to Cat Dad and Supermom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder? Right over there, and the other side, the Supermom, and the big elephant that farts, all of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pinault, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create, probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. Thank you for watching, sharing, and backing Cat Dad and Supermom, and Ella Fart never forgets. And you can see there, it's on your screen. We've had a jump in the last couple days. We have like 6 of them, 6 amazing backers in the last week. And we kind of want to break 100. I didn't even realize you have to break 100. Full disclosure, in Indiegogo to actually get any money. And, you know, it'd be nice to get money, but I love what I do. So I just want more people to have this book. This is a great go back to school book for your kids to grab. So definitely check that out. Meredith reminds us that, and by the way, the link for Cat Dad and Supermom was just put in the I believe we have it there. If we don't, it'll be there now. There you go. Bunch of Cat Dad and Supermom links. And I did notice something, and this is going to go with Meredith's comment. I didn't realize that when I put comments in live, they didn't go to the places I thought they were going permanently, like the YouTube. So after the show, I'm going to be putting the comments in the YouTube video, so just check the comments section. The live comments and the actual comments below turned out to be different. I didn't know that. I hadn't realized they'd made that switch, and I didn't know StreamYard was affecting it. I've always just assumed they were there, so that's my bad. Meredith Logren gives us the heads up. Indie Vault is at 503 subscribers now. Woohoo! Look at that beautiful graphic up there. Danger, high voltage. Listeners need to get over there and hit the subscribe button. That's right. Get that YouTube. Gary says you have a link. I'd like to say hi. It's in the chat room. If you look up, Gary, just look up in our chat right now, and you should see it. 2 actual comments above your comment. So if you can't find it, just message me. I'll shoot you a link. Oops, I'll shoot you a link. That's the Advil already wanting to be part of my day. It knows it's going to be one of those days. It's like a Monday on a Tuesday. How weird is that? So we are all right. So like I said, Gary, if you want on, just send me a message. Everyone's allowed on. We're going to head over. All right, we've got most of it done right now. We're going to head over to our newsroom right now. Here it is. Remember, you can get the newsroom by going to the top of our page, just clicking there. And also check out all the things that are crowdfunding. As a matter of fact, let's just give a quick look and see if anything's about to go off air. I think we have 2 projects. And this is, I think, 3 a.m. So I think we might be congratulating this project. Let's see. Drum roll. Yes, Ben Slavic has done an amazing job with 271 backers and made 10,570 Australian. I don't know if that's dollars in Australia, but they've done a great job. Congratulations. We can't wait for season 3, I guess, now, since it returns for season 2 or the next season 2. Whatever it is, either way, we're hooked. Make sure you bring us more information. And we're going to get it for you. So stay tuned when they show back up. Congratulations again to him and his team for crowdfunding. We're going to hit some news right now, and I'm going to head and invite Gary in so he can say hi and jump in with us for a few minutes. But very exciting news with another successful campaign being out there. And then remember, business for the independent comic book publisher. This is ending on the 9th. This is Gamal Hennessy. We had that amazing interview that no one saw because of or heard. You might have seen it, but you might not have actually heard it because of what was going on. We had an issue with the mic yesterday on StreamYard. So very, very odd moment. We want to make sure that you guys get that. So not only am I going to put it in today's comments, remember you can go to my page, Anderson Rob, and just go find the what comics news are you making to get people turning pages. Drop that info below and be featured on the CNW. That's right, Comics News Wire. There we go, and you guys are all part of it now. If you drop your links, we're going to be checking this all week, so make sure that you're giving your information there. And I'm going to go ahead and drop some links right here for you guys. That's the YouTube video for the amazing project that Kamal Hennessy has. And on top of it all, I'll probably throw some of the links from today's show in that thread too. If you want to be part of that thread, I think this is the last time I'm going to put a link in there for today, because I think we're over-linking ourselves at the moment, just because I know it doesn't go everywhere. But there it is. There's the Rob Anderson thing. You guys can now be part of it. Gary should be on his way. So we're going to head over. We're going to do some news right now, mainstream-wise. The rest of the Johnny Phantasm, all the way, also, by the way, which we talked about earlier, is ending on the 9th too. The 11th, for this Friday, we have the end of the Sentinels. And let's see, I think this is next week, but we'll give it a shout out. H.P. Lovecraft's Beauty and the Beast will be featured tomorrow, as will the Oswald Chronicles, which we started. We got so many more other great crowdfunding campaigns. Check us out tomorrow when we do Backer Pause. Backer Pause is an amazing show. And what is Backer Pause? Well, I guess that's an interesting question. I guess you haven't been around. Some of you listening on the radio might not know what Backer Pause is. So why don't we go ahead and let you know.
Welcome to Backer Pause. What is Backer Pause? Well, it's when we get judges who are creators to sit down and watch crowdfunding videos that we are proudly advocating for on comicbookadvocates.com. And they hit pause when they lose interest in the videos that we are watching and experience Backer Pause. This is a fun way to teach creators about attention spans of the viewers and what works and does not work for their videos. Want to be a judge? Are you ready to play? Welcome to Backer Pause.
And that will record tomorrow. I don't know why we're not. Oh, my background's changing. That's why. I was trying to flash it for you guys to see, and I'm like, it's not working. And it's definitely user error. So let's get that Backer Pause image up for you guys. That's on tomorrow at 11 a.m. It is part of the CNW's programming at 11, the 11 a.m. news. Wednesdays, we take time to just focus on crowdfunding. So join us tomorrow and be part of that. Backer Pause music sounds very beatnik, LOL. You know what? It reminds me of a song that interludes in between a Black Sabbath thing, so it takes me back to my youth. We're not going to talk about what I was doing during my youth, but it does take me back to my youth. And there was the, beatnik. I don't know about beatnik. It just got a cool thing. All I'm going to say is I just remember the words, pass it, man, pass it. All right, this is Tuesday's Market Watch, and it is brought to us by Mainstream News is brought to us by INDEE Volt. Recharge your fandom. Subscribe today. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And hey, they're on Roku. And of course, for those listening on Google Play, we're also part of the INDEE Volt Radio Network. You can download the new free INDEE Volt Radio app too, as long as you don't use Apple. They're working on an Apple upgrade, but Apple, pain in the butt. Make things easier, Apple, so we can get INDEE Volt to everyone. So here we go. Mainstream news. Big news. Big news here. Loving this news. Black Panther comics are now free on Comixology. I'm going to be getting a whole bunch of Black Panther comics, especially considering it's free. Can't wait for that. Just amazing. Get there now. And of course, we're going to put in our newsroom link. And I promise this is most likely, maybe kind of, sort of, the last link that we'll put in our link section today. I know it's been a lot of links. We might actually have to have, I'm going to check into maybe getting a live link. Like if there's a place that I can put links in and you only have to go to one page. I mean, if you go to comicbookadvocates.com, you can get all this stuff. So it's not like we're not trying to make it easy for you guys. DC Fandom is coming back, remember. The multiverse is going to give us offers a sneak peek at the comic book confab. And you can check that out now. Click that. They're going to be back, I believe they said, I want to say the 17th it all kicks back off. the 17th or the 18th. Let's take a quick look. Let's see if it says when they're back. They're back in September, and this is brought to us, by the way, by Deadline. Oh, they'll continue on September 12th, so this weekend. Check that out. Explore the multiverse. So that's brought to us by Deadline. Thank you, Deadline, for giving us that news. You can get to that link right there. The Expanse continues as a comic book with new in-community story building up to season 5. So it's what was canceled, I guess, because I think, oh no, The Expanse was not canceled. This is going to be a direct tie-in with it. So I thought they were actually canceled, but even more excitingly, it's not a canceled project. You will actually be able to still watch it and get the comic book to get in between information. How cool is that? Comic books flourish on crowdfunding sites, draw big names. Very, very awesome stuff. By the way, that last article about The Expanse was brought to us by GameRadar.com. Comic books flourish on crowdfunding sites. You're not kidding. Keanu Reeves is blowing it up, man. Let's see if we can get the Keanu Reeves thing up for you while we're talking about this. It's amazing to see how powerful and just awe-inspiring it is to watch these campaigns start to blow up. And sure, some people are a little upset. Well, you know, why is Keanu coming in? They're taken from me. I don't look at it as taken as inviting, and I do understand it. Like if Marvel kickstarted something, I would be a little bit about it. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd be too thrilled with that, but I know, boom, like I get it. Trust me, I'm not saying that there isn't a reason that some people are upset. I do hear it, and I'm not saying anyone's wrong for it, but this is good for us. 6,490 people. Someone had reminded me about the community thing. So check this out, community, and this is from Pixel Trader had reminded me of this, and this tells you all the different places that people are coming from. Returning backers, new backers. Backers have never backed a project on Kickstarter before. Almost 1,000 brand new backers. 5,578 excited backers. Look at this. Dallas is blowing up. I don't know why Dallas is up there like that. The United States has got 44,515 of those, but it goes from United Kingdom to Canada to Australia to Germany to France to Netherlands to Ireland to Norway to Singapore. From London to Los Angeles to New York to Chicago, Toronto to Sydney to Melbourne to Seattle, Houston, and Dallas. London being the #1 city, beating out both New York and Los Angeles, which is kind of shocking to me. That's just really cool information that you guys can get by just checking that little community tab out. Right there, it's always there. You get 365 comments. There's updates, frequently asked questions, and the campaign itself. This is brought to you by the way, Boom Studios. And that article we're talking about today was in the New York Times. That's what we want to see. We want to see moments where comic books are put on the pages of a site like New York Times. That is so amazing. I'm so thrilled to be able to report that to you guys. I know that there's always some negativity with all this stuff, but hey, we'll take what we can and move on from there, right? We're all going to rise up. So here we go. They got the Snyder Cut, but can they make a sequel happens? I don't know why I put happens, but happen. So, of course, we know that the Snyder Cut's coming out, but now there's a petition for hashtag Henry Cavill's, I know I'm saying it wrong, Superman, begins trending as fans demand a Man of Steel sequel. And I'll be honest, I'm actually in. I want to see a sequel to this. This looks pretty promising, especially with Snyder Cuts being back. So who knows? Maybe the Snyder Cut and the Whedon Cut will actually be a multiverse split point where two different universes are born. I'd like to see this. I think you could get money, DC. You know, if you're tuning in to this program, DC Comics, I'm going to give you the go-ahead. Go ahead and make this movie. I agree. I did not know about this. I thought this was some cool news to share with you guys. The future Black Panther has a unique link to his comic book past. He was called Cold Tiger, but here's a little bit of information I did not know. Do you know the original designation for the Black Panther was going to be Cold Tiger? No kidding. And it seemed this guy, which was part of the Futureverse in MC2, actually transformed, you can see, into the Black Panther. It wasn't just a suit, but he actually became it. This guy looks awesome. There's a lot of speculation going about the future of the Black Panther right now, both in the movie and the comic books. Of course, this is all because Chadwick Boseman has passed away way too soon in life. And I would like to see this character take over. I would definitely like to see more of the original comic book idea here, known as Coal Tiger. That just sounds cool to me. It sounds kind of badass. So we'll see. Stay tuned on what the future of Black Panther is, because we'll be covering it on this show. Jim, some sad news. For those who know, didn't or might not have heard, or even the family affected, we send our condolences and are sad to announce that Jim James, DC Comics artist and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon storyboarder, has passed away. Comics book artist and cartoon storyboard Jim James, known. He was also known for the Legion of Superheroes. By the way, he has passed away. It's just been a rough year. We've lost a lot. This story is brought to us by CBR. And by the way, the Black Panther story was brought to us by Screen Rant. Very upsetting, but I figured we couldn't leave you on that note. So I went out of my way to find two inspiring stories. So the first one is a 7-year-old comic book creator is raising money for COVID-19 vaccine research. He goes on record saying, the amount that I hope to raise is enough to get a vaccine because I hate COVID. Owen Cargill, I agree with you. Oh, man, you're amazing, dude. I can't wait to see you at Comic-Cons in the future. Keep creating, dude. If you can make something like that, he sold over 100 copies. And credit to the comic book store who hosted him. This is what we want to see. Comic book stores working with creators, showcasing a 7-year-old. I am so impressed by this. I'm going to try to reach out somehow to this family and see if we can't get this book somewhere somehow on our actual site. Maybe get an interview with the dude. Get him on the show. Have him sit down. Have a conversation about it. We're gonna be bringing you hopefully more about this. We'll see. I'm sure he's getting a lot of press right now, but we're hoping to get him to sit down with us. And here's a video from Rosario Dawson playing Le Burkina, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, and Motion Comics aimed at getting out to vote. Now, I like this video because it just talks about the power of voting. It does not advocate for a candidate. It only simply stresses the power and the responsibility of voting. It is not political as far as I saw it. Of course, everyone could probably make it out of something. That's just how it is. That's awesome, man. Right, Rogue Artistry? Oh, man, dude, the 7-year-old making a comic. You had me. You had me at that moment. Like, I hope he puts it online so I can buy myself a copy. That's why we want to reach out to this kid, because this kid's amazing. I only found out about that an hour ago, so I haven't been able to reach out yet, but I definitely would love to do it. I'd even give him a spot in Cat Dad and Supermom if he wanted to write something and put it in that comic book. That's how excited I am about what he's doing with that. So I'm looking around here. I think we're just about the end. I don't know where Gary is. Gary said he was going to stop in today. Let me see. I'm checking. I'm asking if he's coming in. All right, so maybe we'll have Gary here to close out the show. What we'll do is we'll give Gary a minute by playing another bump. So what do we got left in the tank today? We played a lot of the videos. I guess that I'll play my my helping keep the lights on video here at Comic Book Advocates, and away we go. Help us continue to advocate. While we advocate for thousands of creators and hundreds of projects a year at no charge, the tools we use, such as web hosting, URLs, and computers, have an annual cost. Help Comic Book Advocates stay on air. Please consider donating anything you can to help us to continue to advocate and put on advocating program for everyone to enjoy. Become an advocate for us and a sponsor for advocating. Who knows, if we make enough, maybe we can hire a full-time editor. All right. So we're in the last 10 minutes. Usually we don't let anyone in the last 10 minutes. Gary's trying to get in, so he's allowed. So we have just about 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do, because it's our Monday show back, I'm going to play this. Do you guys want to make a comic?
Well, I used to collect and I love comic books. And they were like, so, did you ever want to make a comic book? And I was like, yeah.
Right? Who doesn't want to make a comic book? See, there's such passion with these guys. I'm just blown away by it. Like, everyone keeps talking about, you know, why are they showing up? And even Scott Snyder. By the way, Scott Snyder made his name by being an indie creator, and then DC Comics only made him more known. He was someone who was amazing. He's on Kickstarter right now. I wanted to play two things from his campaign for you guys.
To be all about connection. I miss connections with fans on every level. This campaign is really designed to allow us to reconnect with our fans at a time when real life circumstances are just driving us all apart.
Right? It's so true. And when the topic of profit came up, this is how Snyder answered.
Honestly, is that I'm not taking any profit from this campaign. My whole goal with this is to be able to fund more books. And at the end of the day, we just wanted to say thank you. Whether you back the campaign or not, please hear from me and Tony and Tomeo and everybody on the team that we know it's a hard time in comics. It's a crazy time all around. But the fact that you still support Comics General.
So definitely subscribe to our Indie Vault YouTube channel right now. We have 2 comments here. Comics are awesome, right? Like, every time I see that, like, I smile. Like, here, I'll put myself on the screen and we'll watch it again. And I can't, like, you can't even fake this. Like, you'll see the stupid smirk I get after watching it. Here we go.
Comics are awesome.
So yeah, I can't help it. He just looks like a kid. He looks like a kid who really loves something, you know, like it's like a kid saying ice cream is awesome. You know, they're so passionate and honest about it. And I know that's how he is about that. So, just wow. That's all I can say is wow. I'm really impressed by them. Someone else I'm impressed with, getting back to the indie stuff, is let's talk about my friend, not just my friend, but actually, part of Terraform Comics with me. Super excited to know him. Luke Stone is on Kickstarter. Not Kickstarter, Hybrids right now. He's on Indiegogo right now with Hybrids. See, we got it right. Here you go.
New from Terraform Comics, Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
And of course, you can find that in our crowdfunding section, which we'll be talking about tomorrow. And by the way, I don't have a host tomorrow for the show. So if you want to be the one judging these amazing videos and giving positive, honest feedback, please contact me directly on my Facebook page, and we'll get you to possibly be a judge. It's usually first come, first serve rules. Remember that the power of a single dollar, just one single dollar, can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the team behind the book. Just $1 helps creators create new worlds, and it keeps creators creating. And this will be here tomorrow if you want to be a judge for our show. It records 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, we were talking about Terraform Comics. So what is Terraform? Terraform Comics is changing the landscape of comics. Subscribe at terraformcomics.com. All right. We're just about ready to wind down the show for today. Tuesday, a little bit laggy. All of us are feeling a little tired. Gary has to break the door down. Sometimes the door can't be broken down, but there'll be another opportunity tomorrow. Don't worry about it. And like Keanu said, comics are awesome, and we're happy to have them on the show, and we're happy to advocate for all the amazing different projects we have. And if you need some advocating, remember to join us on the program. One of the easiest ways is to go to comicbookadvocates.com. Believe it or not, we have that now directly going to our newsroom. And in the newsroom, you will find our actual mailroom. And in that mailroom is your unique way to get to be part of this show. You just send us an email. Wow, how crazy is that to do? But seriously, it's really that simple now. Because not only do we want to advocate for you, but we want you to advocate for more people than just yourself. So by being able to give us an email, you can give us an email about other people's work as well. Please try to get people to reach out to us as well, because we want you to be more. We want you to be more than just a fan. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics. Subscribe to comicbookadvocates.com, the site that puts the love of comics first. And it looks like we're going to be quickly joined by Gary. Oops, that didn't work well. By Gary Henderson. There we go. Gary, give us a quick update. We only have just over 4 minutes. Tell us what's going on real quick.
I'm working on the Pyramid Knights, the last Pyramid War, and it's a fun project. It's related to the regular Pyramid Knight series, and I'm working on that, and I'll do a Kickstarter with that, definitely, and having fun working with comics and enjoying your show. How's that?
Well, it was a little shorter than I needed it to be. It was pretty good. When can we see this on the next crowdfunding platform? Do you have a date yet?
No, I don't have a date yet. I need some tips on how to really get it launched and do it right, and that's what I'm looking for, really.
Well, the first thing is don't do what I do and decide on Tuesday to launch a campaign on Thursday. I'm told all the time about how bad that is, and really, like I don't really advocate for myself well enough, and I'll own it, but I'm always advocating for great creators like you. I want to put the energy into people like you. I figure it'll just get to me. I'm like the trickle-down economics guy, but I'm the guy expecting things to trickle down on me. I'm not one of the rich people. I'm used to my role since I was born, being the person who gets trickled on. There's another word for it, but we're going to be nice. But a few quick tips I'll give you on the way out. Start promoting it now. Decide what platform you want. Here's the quick difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Kickstarter, you can find fans. Indiegogo, you bring your fans with you. So if you don't have the 100 fans you want to back your campaign and you want to get to 100 people backing, go to Kickstarter. It's a lot easier for people because the cool thing that Kickstarter does over Indiegogo is it's a trickle effect. So when you've seen it, someone backs a project, you get an email. Oh, look what they just backed. I didn't know so-and-so was on this and he's doing what and what. So I'm going to go over to Kickstarter and I'm going to back so-and-so. That's one of the great things about building the platform. But if you have a big enough fan base, and some people do, you can go right over to it. Some people call the Indiegogo just Comicsgate. It is not just Comicsgate, but I will say that a lot of Comicsgate people feel more comfortable on the Indiegogo platform. And of course, that was because of perceived gatekeeping. And I say perceived because there's an argument over whether or not it was, and we're not going to get into the middle of it. There's definitely a good argument for both sides, though. There was definitely some stuff that raised some red flags. I'll give it that. So now people are a little nervous about going to Kickstarter. But ultimately, you got to do what works for you. You know, like, what's your game plan? How much do you want to make? What are you offering? And how many backers do you want? See, to me, it's always about getting readers. If you ever look at my campaign, since my very first campaign, I don't do a lot of knickknacks. I'll put them in randomly. We tried stickers this year. It feels so disingenuous. I just want to connect with my fan base and offer them a good story. That's always just been who I am. T-shirts are cool, but then you get size problems and order issues and all that. I don't know. I'm just someone who wants to be part of the conversation and have, like, I can't explain when a kid reads your book and you get a message about it. You get a parent writing an email with them. They want to hug you because they really like your book. I mean, it's just an awesome feeling when someone is so inspired by your work. And I get that with my little bit of the adult work too. People come back to me and have asked to hug me because I write the way I do. So it's really finding your fan base. Where are they and where are they going to support you the best? Because everyone's different. There's no wrong way. There's just the right way for you. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah. I want people to enjoy my book and get to know my book and relate to it and hopefully, buy more of my books. I have 6 books out now. I'm working on the 7th, which is The Last Pyramid War. And I just want people to enjoy the entertaining part of the book and the mystery of it.
Very cool. How can they find your book real quick? We got to get out of here.
Facebook, my Facebook page, Gary Henderson, or my Pyramid Knights Facebook page, the Pyramid Knights.
And real quick for Meredith, Indie event is in November. I'm taking names, panel ideas, and starting to fill in dates. November 9th through the 13th. Horror, thrillers, suspense, dark stuff, goth, underground. Maybe you too, Gary, should be part of that. Tony says Johnny Phantasm is incredible, and Comic Book Black Belt says it's the best feeling. And that's it. We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow on the news at 11.
Thank you.